Hello friends, how are you all? So students, in today's session I will teach you about the syllabus for the new scheme of CA Final FR. Today we will begin the first topic, and the title of this topic is Ind AS 40 of Investment Property. In the previous video, I had taught you about the roadmap of application of Ind AS. That Ind AS will be applied to which companies? That was for knowledge, it doesn't come in the exam. For the exam, we are starting today. So students, without wasting any time, make a fresh heading on a new page by the name of Ind AS 40, and then I'll begin speaking on this. Today, our first topic. I will write this heading's name on a fresh page. You all can start taking notes. Ind AS 40. And the title of Ind AS is by the name of investment property. And in this, we are going to study first concept. Concept number 1. Meaning of the investment property. Okay, let's start. I am going to explain the meaning of investment property to you. Sir. Please first answer our queries. I know before I start, there are many things going through your minds. I know you must have questions. You need some clarifications from me. I didn't start teaching yet. What clarification are you asking for? You will say, but we need clarifications on few things. Because once you have started teaching, then you will go chapter by chapter. So tell us what we need to know in starting. Okay, ask. Sir, the first question that comes to our mind is the material that you send to our house. The books that you send to our home. Please tell us, what else do we have to refer with this? We will do this along with the class. What else do we study with this? So that we can get exemption in FR. And we can get a good rank in the final. Because if you get good marks in FR, then you will get rank. Accounts takes you to high rank. What are you saying? If you are taking class from me, then why do you need to refer something else? Do you know what all is included in the class material that I sent you? Your entire study material is covered here. All the questions of study material are covered. All the questions from past examination have been covered till date. All the questions of RTP are covered. I removed any question that was being repeated. RTP is all covered. MTP is completely covered. We have added mock test paper, RTP, past examination paper. All study material is added. Besides this, is there anything else left to study? And even after taking classes from someone senior like me, you need to look for something else, then this is waste. I have been teaching since 2002. My age is the sum total of my teaching experience and your age. First thing I'm saying is, students who have studied from me in CA Inter know that they don't have to refer anything. And who came here to study for the first time? I'm telling you, don't refer anything other than what I provided in class material. Just refer it. But along with this, I have a request. And what is that request? I told you in the message video, and I'm saying it again. You have to follow the Telegram channel on the regular basis. Follow it regularly. If you will follow it on the regular basis, so I will add the amendments and updates there. If there are any amendments or updates in your syllabus, if you take class from me, after the class, I will upload all the RTP and MTP on Telegram. So please, whenever you have taken class from me, the updates still there are included in the class. Till the time your exams are not done, any updates after that will be given to you on Telegram. This is your job. Updates till you get into this class are in the class book. After that, you have to go to Telegram until your papers are finished. You have to do this. Now students don't even subscribe to Telegram channel. They don't even know what I am putting there. And later, after a year and a half, they come to me because they take FR coaching in advance. What amendments are there? I asked about Telegram. They ask for its link. How will it work? So you have to be little active. However, you don't have to study anything else. Second, sir, tell me one thing. In Inter we didn't studied any accounting standards very seriously. We don't have any knowledge about the Inter. Please tell us when you will teach Ind AS in class, then how many times will you refer to the Inter? So my answer to this is 0%. Why would I refer the Inter? Why should I understand that you have studied something? I assume that any student who came to study Ind AS here, he has zero knowledge, and I have to take it from 0 to 100. In every Ind AS, I will tell you all the details of study material. I will tell you every point which is written in the study material. And what questions are there about it? Whenever I teach a chapter in class, I assume that you all don't know anything. I'll start from 0 and go all the way up to 100. Please listen to me. I'm saying this because people call me that I'm a freight train. Meaning of freight train is slowly, I'm not super fast. See, I have to cover a student from SRCC. And I need to cover even the average student, so I will cover everyone. People watch me by increasing the speed. Usually, people watch me at the speed of 1.5x. I speak slowly. People also say that to me. So I say do 1.5x. No problem, but don't skip, don't fast forward, just increase the speed. Wherever you feel comfortable. I know I teach slowly. I speak slowly, so now you have option to increase speed. But if I speak fast, you can't slow down me. So I have to cover all the students. So please get rid of all this unnecessary tension that you have taken. Sir, there is one more thing. Sir, my friend was telling me that the recording you have given us, this is an old recording which you gave us. But how he said, I also have first chapter on investment property. And yours too. Let me tell you one thing. Earlier I recorded investment property in first chapter, and I'm doing it now, because it's simple. If I pick any tough Ind AS in beginning, then you will lose interest. So I have a teaching technique. First of all, I teach in a relaxed manner. Easy, then difficult. This is how I will take you through it. In the beginning, I will give you a brief consolidation. First, I will cover 4-5 Ind AS which will be fun to study and will also cover 15-20 marks on paper. And somewhere your interest will develop. Once your interest in the subject is developed, then we have very dangerous chapters. But one thing that I want to tell you is, earlier I used to teach 5 modules 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I don't. Now I have divided your entire module according to the numbers. As you can see, title of module number 1 is the Ind AS on assets and liabilities. Title change and chapter changes in it. And on every module, marks weightage is written, which is given by the institute. This module is of how many marks? Some carry 10 to 15 marks while others carry 15 to 20. I have printed marks as told by ICI. Then what will happen? Because of this, you don't need to ask for ABC analysis from any teacher on the YouTube, okay? Could you give me the ABC analysis of this subject? Why? Because modules I created are based on the ABC analysis. As you will keep studying, you will gradually realize what percentage of marks of paper we have covered. If student skips any chapter, they should know that they are skipping these marks. This time I created all your module in the new schemes according to the marks. This time I've tried to make it a bit more productive. Now all these irrelevant things should be removed. Focus on this chapter and let me teach you. Because I want to start my new chapter. Increase the speed. Increase it. Don't forward this. Don't skip. Make notes properly. Make the notes properly. Okay? Mark this as important. I am going to start this. Sir. Let me teach. No sir, just tell us last point and then you can start. Ask. Sir, now you started with Ind AS 40. Why didn't you start with Ind AS 1, then 2 and then 3? Ind AS are never studied in sequence. It's not necessary that you'll understand it only if you read it in sequence 1, 2, 3. No. All the Ind AS are on different discussions and on different topics. You can start any Ind AS at any time, because every Ind AS discusses a different topic. I could have started Ind AS 16 in class today on PP. I could have began with 38 on intangible, but I started 40. Don't look at numbering of Ind AS, just focus on discussion. What will we discuss in this chapter? Don't worry about numbering. We are doing 40. Then sir started with 16. Then 23. Don't look at the numbering, look at the chapter. Please study it the way I'm teaching you. I'm expert in this chapter. Right? Your job is to study, understand, get good marks, pass, and succeed. Now please, let me teach. I have cleared all your doubts that come to mind. Now I'm starting. So the first thing is, what is the meaning of investment property? The Ind AS that we want to discuss here is, what is this about? So, they have explained us the meaning of investment property. It can be a land. It can be a building. Or it can be both of these, land and building. Meaning, in the investment property, we will only be discussing about one thing, that is, land and buildings. The simple meaning of investment property is land and building. Which land and building? All are not covered in this. In this Ind AS there is a specific objective for the land and building, and that is, either this is giving you rental income. If any land, building, or land and building, if you have kept them to earn the rental income from it, for earning rentals, so it would be considered investment property. Or you have kept it for long-term appreciation. Sir, if there is short-term appreciation, I will tell you. First listen. Any land and building which you have held for rental income, it is generating rental income for you, or it will give you, earn long-term appreciation for you. So that is your investment property. There are only two objectives. And if your land and building has any other objective besides these two objectives, so we will study that in some other Ind AS. I will give you all the examples now. I have around 7 types of land and buildings now, which I will teach you in different Ind AS. I will give 7 examples of land and building, which are not covered in Ind AS 40. In Ind AS 40, we will read only those land and buildings which have two objectives. Either it will generate rental income, or it will generate long-term appreciation. Now I will start with an example. It's not fun like this. For example, there is a company X Limited. This company have shop in a commercial area. For example, suppose my company is called Parveen Jindal Classes Private Limited. I have a 4-story building located in Lakshmi Nagar, and I leased out that 4-story building to the Reliance company. And they opened a very massive electronics showroom there. Why should I care what landlord is doing? I leased out my building to Reliance company, and they are paying me rent of 10 lakh rupees per month. Lakshmi Nagar is a commercial area. I own a building there which I leased out and earned rent from it. I will give one more example. I have a factory building. That factory building, in commercial areas there is trading, buying and selling. And factory building is an industrial area where manufacturing happens. See, I had a factory in Bahadurgarh industrial area, and I leased it to someone, and he set up his production plant there. Let's say I gave it to the Mahindra, and they are manufacturing there the Jeep. But I am getting rent? Did you understand my point? My property is in a commercial area. My property is in the industrial area. I have a vacant flat, which I rented out in the residential complex. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your property is residential, commercial or industrial. Nature of property doesn't matter. What matters is that you should get rent from it. If you have any property and it is giving you rental income, like you open a number of small shops, an installed ATM of the bank, the rent is coming, right? Property is small or large, commercial or industrial, it doesn't matter. The main issue is that the rent should come. Right now, I am talking to the people from the Chaitanya school. I have to build 15 schools for them in different areas. I will build school and lease it. They will run school, profit or loss is their responsibility. They will give rent of 1 crore per year. If a property is giving rent to me, then it's an investment property for me. I built a school, a factory, a shop. What difference does it make? There is no difference at all. So the first thing to understand here is, the nature of the property doesn't matter. Rental income of the property matters us. If any property that generates rent for you, then it is your investment property and it will fall within the boundaries of Ind AS 40. Is everything clear? Number 2. Let's take another example. I got to know that on the National Highway 10, any government project is going to come. I heard from somewhere. I have sources. I found out and I bought around 10 acres of the land nearby. I know government will implement a project. So I have bought around 10 acres of land around area. Now government project is announced. We don't know when it will start. But I have bought land and its value will increase. In 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, whenever the government project came, land's price will rise and I will sell it. I found out that government has approved airport here. And I have bought a lot of land near the airport. What is this called? Long-term appreciation? Do you understand? Long-term appreciation. Not short-term appreciation, but long-term appreciation. It takes time and long-term means at least more than a year. More than 1 year. Anyway, growth in the real estate sector doesn't happen very quickly. Price of property doesn't fluctuate like share prices. Property prices take time to increase. So the investment that we make in property, for appreciation, it's long term. I'll give example of short term. Focus on the meaning right now. So the meaning of investment property is very simple. Land, building, or it can be both land and building. But what should be the objective? It should give you rental income or appreciation in value over long term. In the DLF project, I have bought a flat in a DLF project. I didn't rent it out. I have kept it closed. I will sell it after 4 or 5 years when the rates will increase. It's appreciation. I have rent it out. There are only 2 reasons in investment property. Sir, I have a doubt. I just started speaking. No sir, I have a doubt. Please answer. Okay, ask. Sir, our doubt is that there is a company X Limited. Okay, so it has land and building. Right then? Sir, in this they are carrying out their production. Production of goods. So where would you cover this building? Listen, you're being hasty. You are not listening to me. Didn't I told you that? I would give you 7 examples where there is land and building, but Ind AS 40 will not be applied. You are in hurry. Right now you shouldn't ask any queries, but focus on what I am saying. I told you that in investment property only that land and building will be included which will either generate rental income or generate appreciation in long term as prices will increase and it's sold. Other than this, any other land and building is not included in Ind AS 40. We will study that in different Ind AS. So your query is related to that only. So let's do one thing. I'll tell you those things first. Example 1. Listen carefully. We will take down the notes later. I am going to tell you about some land and building cases that are not part of Ind AS 40. You might think that it is land and buildings. No, difference will be in the objective. First example. It is clearly written. Very clearly. Students, it is written in Ind AS 40 that if any land and building is used, if it's used in normal course of business, so pay attention to this. So if any land or building that you are using in the normal course of business means production and supply of goods or services. Production of goods is happening and they supply services. If any land and building is being used in your normal course of business while producing the goods or supplying the services, so that's not your investment property. It will be classified under Ind AS 16. What will come? Ind AS 16, PP. Property, plant, equipment come under your tangible fixed assets heading, not in investment property. It's not generating any income, you are just using it within your profession and within your business. Let's take an example. I have a factory building. So what if I am using that factory building for my own production? One thing that if a factory is built and we rented it out, that's a separate case. So I have made a factory, but I am setting up my own plant and also producing my own brand. So it's my product, my sales, my purchases. I deal with this business only. Let's say I am giving you classes and I am giving you these classes sitting in my studio. So I am using this property in the services. I am not getting any rent from this. I am just using this property for my services. So I am using it in the normal course of services and normal course of business. So this is not my investment property. This is where I have opened my office, where my staff is, where I record, and have a store for my books. Okay. So all the things which I use in my profession and all the things which I use in my business, so they are all my PP. So how can it be an investment property? And there is a famous term used for this. So this is called an owner-occupied property. What we call it? It is called owner-occupied property. Owner means that the property is occupied and it is used by the owner itself. Nobody else owns it. If there is any land or building, so let's say Apple company has built its own headquarters in a building. So Apple is using that for its business. So that's a PPE for them. Many companies are in India and many people have built places to work. So all these are PPE. Okay? For example. Have you heard of DLF? Who doesn't know DLF? Everyone knows about it. What is DLF? A real estate company. Work of DLF? It builds shopping malls. DLF builds the shops and sells them. What does DLF do? It builds a property of 500 to 1000 flats and do group housing. Then sells it. Now tell me. So the DLF just builds the property and sells it. Builds again and sells it. So what is this? This is its ordinary course of business. So here the property for DLF acts as an inventory. What does it do? Inventory, and we will apply Ind AS 2. So if a land and building are used in my business, then it is a PPE. And if I start selling it and it is also my normal course of business, then in that case Ind AS 2 will apply. So all these builders, all the real estate companies that develop properties and sell them in near future classify those properties. It becomes a stock, it's inventory. 40 will not come. So for applying 40, the objective should be the rental income or the appreciation. Okay. So our objective here is to use it for business and professional purposes. Without an office, how will you work? Tell me. And if you start selling it like DLF, it becomes an inventory. Are you getting it? But there is an exception. I will tell you a small exception now. Those who lives in Delhi, because I am from Delhi, they will understand this point. In Delhi, there is an area named as Vasant Kunj. And their DLF builder has built a mall which named as DLF Emporio in Vasant Kunj. Its name is DLF Emporio Mall. And inside that all luxury brands are present. Gucci, Versace, Burberry. So, all the topmost luxury brands are present in that mall. And you know, DLF builder did not sell even a single shop of it in that particular shopping mall. He has leased out to all of these brands and earns a good rent. DLF has also built the DLF Mall of India in Noida, largest mall. And they have acquired maximum number of shops and also let out big brands there. So here what does Ind AS 40 say? Say that a real estate company, if it develops any property, and its intention is of not selling it down, but just to renting it out, then it will fall under 40. If DLF has built a mall and sold, then it is finished according to inventory Ind AS 2. So I am building a mall. I asked about it, they said they will sell it. So that will fall under inventory. I asked about building a luxurious mall to DLF. They said that they will rent it to big brands. So DLF has a lot of properties that they have built, but they are not selling them because they have leased them out. So all the properties till now which they have let it out will be treated or will come under the investment properties on their balance sheet. Ind AS 40 will apply to them. So the properties that DLF builds with the intention of selling it are considered as inventories. So the building where DLF has set up its office and where its staff sits fall under the Plan 16 as property plant equipment. See, there is one building, but its application changed according to the objective. You need to keep these things in mind from a perspective of knowledge. If you are going for a client's audit, so verify the land and building. And you also have to see its objective. Earning rent, go to 40. If you're using it yourself, go to 16. If you are going to sell it in future, then you are a real estate company, so it is an inventory. 2 examples are done now. You remember? I told you there were 7 examples in total and 2 are already been done and 5 are left now. Now the third example. Third example. Please pay attention. If any land or the building are being used for the agricultural activities. In what? It's in the agricultural activities. If you are involved in any agricultural activities or working on it, or you have any agricultural land, if any small building is involved in agricultural activities on this agricultural land, if you have the farmhouse is built, have you ever seen a land maybe of 25 or 50 acres? So in between that there is a small building. Understood? If any land and building is being used for agricultural activities, then we will apply Ind AS 41 to it. What doesn't apply here? Ind AS 40 does not apply. Follow the guidance 41. So on agricultural it is 41. Sir, this is a very huge reference. So in Ind AS it's all about reference. You just need to keep all these references in mind. It's important. I can explain you investment property to you in half an hour by making a flowchart. But the flowchart won't work. It will give you a view. But you will not be able to understand the things. Point number 4. If any land or building that is used for extraction purposes. Extraction. Yes. For oil. Any mineral oil. Mineral resources. Natural gases. For that you are extracting something from the land. If you own a land and there are underground resources beneath and you are extracting those, So this type of land will be dealt by Ind AS 106 under 106. How many examples? 4. I repeat again. If I use it myself in my business, it's in the normal course, which comes under 16. If I use it for agricultural activities, then it will come under 41. If I extract from the land, it will come under 106. If I'm selling it in the future, it will come under Ind AS 2, a real estate company. If real estate company wants to let out, then it will come in 40. Now write down 5th example. Oh my god. Many references. So you have to read the reference. Keep in mind. So remember this. If an old person, like me, can remember, whose mind is exhausted, if he can remember it, then you are young blood and young kids, you have a young mind. Nothing is difficult for you guys because you have clear mind. 5th example. If you have purchased a property for short-term appreciation. For what? Let me give you an example of short-term appreciation, okay? Well, short-term appreciation will not be there in the real estate because this is a very slow-moving market. Sometimes it happens that, you get really good deals. So I live in Gagan Vihar. Gagan Vihar is a society for the Air India employees. And their children are in foreign. When children stay in a foreign country, they take their parents too. They are all NRIs now. There are many plots here owned by NRIs. So one of the NRI, he is selling his property. And he needs the legal payment for it. People don't have any legal payment. All our work is done through website. So I have only legal payment method. I told the NRI that your property is worth of 10 crores, so you can take 7.5 crores as legal money. Take a check now. I purchased this for worth 7.5 crores. I sold it for 10 crores. So I have kept the capital invested in that venture, which resulted in a loss according to the income tax calculations in a separate file. If there is any gain in the future, we will set it off. Did you understand? So I can manage mine. Property of 7.5 crore sold for 10 crore, profit 2.5 crore. But these kind of deals which not there on regular basis. This is just your short-term appreciation, and only active people in the market engage in this kind of activity. Typical investor is not aware and is less concerned. For short-term appreciation, you should have peer funds so that people who work this way can benefit. So they keep a watch on these deals. Here it's stated that this should come under Ind AS 2. This is considered as your normal course of business. It's your professional activity. Ind AS 40 doesn't apply to short-term appreciation. So, sometimes we find these deals. So I can do this kind of work. That's how I stay focused. So it's accounted in regular activities. This acts as your inventory. Like a real estate company. I bought a property. It was at very low price. If it is shown in the balance sheet, then I will treat it as inventory and not as property. Am I using this for my business? If not, so 16 cannot apply. Will I sell this in near future? Yes. I am applying Ind AS 2 because of the near future. Not for agricultural. No oil extraction happening. So only Ind AS 2 is left. From here on, understand this. We will discuss long-term appreciation under Ind AS 40. We won't discuss short-term appreciation. Example 6. There is a company X Limited. Company X Limited. So, guys, they have a factory. And this factory is in Panipat. So this company from Haryana, Panipat is in Haryana. The government is not offering much benefit. So what they did is they relocated their factory. In UP, they moved their factory from Haryana to Uttar Pradesh. So what they did, they built a new factory here. They felt that the UP government is very motivating for startups, giving subsidies. They moved their factory from Haryana to UP. And they are going to sell this factory. Held for sale. This land and building. But what is it? It is held for sale. So it falls under Ind AS 105. So tell me, do you know the title of Ind AS 105? It is non-current assets held for sale. Understood. So you were already using it before, but now you feel like you want to sell it. So if you have land and building, it was previously in use, but now you want to sell it. So it will not come in 40, but it will come in 105. Let's move on. This will come in 16. This is an owner-occupied property, new factory that was built in UP. I have built a factory, I will use it in my normal course. So this will come under 16. Okay. Now the 7th example. If I use it for business, 16 will be applied. I will sold this in future, 2 will come. Used in agriculture, 41 will come. If used for extraction, 106 will be applied. Held for sale, I want to sell it, then 105. Ind AS is applicable to non-current assets held for sale. I will teach you this in module 1. 7th example. If a contractor is there, and contractor's one of the building is WIP, the contractor has a building. Currently it's under construction. In contractor. And DLF, what's the difference? DLF is a builder. It's a real estate company. First, they purchase the land. On their land. Under your control. They work according to themselves on their design. Who is a contractor? He is a thekedar. This is from a customer. This is the construction contract. The site belongs to customer. Who will build it? The contractor. Contractor doesn't work at his own, he works according to customer. Contractor will work on the customer's land according to customer. So if any of its contracts are in WIP, construction work in progress. So in this type of building, Ind AS 115 will apply. Revenue from customers. Contractor. Work is currently in progress. This WIP will be dealt in 115. So you can see. So for dealing with land and buildings, how many of Ind AS do we have? However, we are not going to study any of these right now. Why so? Because I have started with Ind AS 40. What I have started? I have started with Ind AS 40. So, the land and building whose primary objective is just to generate rent or long-term appreciation. So I will explain you regarding this in the class itself. I haven't started talking about Ind AS. I just gave introduction. Now you must be thinking what all will we learn in this. So first I will meaning of investment property. What all is included? Then I will make you write that what is not included. Then I will tell you. So, what all other issues I have that you all should be aware of. Only this much knowledge won't work. Next, I will tell you about the different ways to buy investment property. Will buy it in cash, buy it on credit, will they exchange it, what will they do? Next, I will tell you the measurements of this property, how you will maintain it after buying, how to repair it, and the depreciation, impairment. Okay, so tomorrow you have changed the use of the property. It was rented out today. You don't want to rent it out now? Now we'll use it for the business. So listen, in this case, there are so many issues and questions that are need to be told to you guys about. You will enjoy it. I will take you guys from 0 to 100. I promise you that I will teach you financial instruments with the same level of dedication that I have used to teach you for investment property. I have read these chapters so many times before in classes. So when new course was not there, even then, I used to conduct seminars on IFRS and I have content for it. Don't think that just because this is the first chapter and it's easy, that's how your syllabus. I just need one thing from you, and that is trust. And one thing not required, and that's YouTube. Stay away from YouTube. Anyone who has no knowledge comes to the YouTube and misguides students. And that child on their content, and they doubt themselves about reading it. Whenever you are in doubt, visit their site, download its material and watch it. What is provided by them and what's in it. If it's according to material, okay, report. And if it's not in the study material, it doesn't matter then. Exams prepared on study material. Write it down. So please write down, guys. For us, our study material. For a CA student, study material created by institute is Gita, Quran and Bible. CA students, write it down. As per the provisions of Ind AS 40. And investment property. It means land, building, and both. Which is held for earning, rental income, or for long term, capital appreciation. Students often asks what the capital appreciation is. Now tell me this. I bought a property for 5 crores. Its market value is now 50 crores. Will my wealth increase or not? If wealth increases, so will capital. So when property prices increase, capital appreciates. But it should be long term. Here write a note. As per provisions. Nature of property does not matter. It may be a residential property. Sir, you gave so many examples. Suppose that a company has given a property to its chairman for their residential purpose. And suppose if a bungalow is provided to a managing director to live in. So what will we do with it? Cover it in next class. I said earlier that I have lots of things to tell you. I haven't finished talking yet. When I close the chapter on investment property then. If you have any doubts, I'll address them. Your doubt is not incorrect. Whatever doubt comes to mind is valid. But we will have to discuss it in the next video. Today I will not tell you a lot. Just a few little things. We started the syllabus today. Your doubts are correct. It may be a residential property. Sir. If you have a 4-story property with 2 floors rented out and you run your business on the other 2, so what would you do? I request all the students. All your doubts are absolutely valid. I will answer all of them in the next video. Till then, please focus on what I am about to make you right. Don't say doubt. I am here now. I will cover all the points for you. Be it residential property, commercial property, or industrial property. Okay? Moving on. I'm creating a heading. Concept 2. Out of scope. I have already discussed these 7 points. Out of scope means what is not included. As per the provisions of Ind AS 40. The following properties. The following. Are not covered. Investment property and we will apply. Other relevant Ind AS. Let's move on. First of all, we have this. Number 1. Ind AS 16. If any property is. If it is used by the entity itself during, normal course of business, for, production and, production and supply of goods. Both of these for production or supply of the goods and the services. Then we will discuss such property under the Ind AS 16. Such type of property is also called as owner occupied property. Now point 2. Ind AS 2. If any property is developed by a real estate company for sale in near future, then it will be considered as an inventory under Ind AS 2. But I had mentioned an exception that DLF has also built some malls that they haven't sold. They have leased them out to big brands. If they let it out, earn rent, it will come in 40. Because it didn't sell. So I need to add a note here. If any property is developed by real estate company for letting it out, instead of sale, and in the near future. Then Ind AS 40. Shall become applicable. And then we will have to see what the objective here is. If objective is to sell, then it's a different Ind AS, and different Ind AS if you want to rent it out. It is all about intention. Third example was Ind AS 41. If any property is used for agricultural activities, then we will discuss it under guidance of Ind AS 41. Fourth, if any property is used for the extraction of oil, ores, or any other right, or natural gases, then it will be discussed in Ind AS 106, because 106 is on exploration, on extraction. Ind AS 105. If property is held for sale, but then you should write in this, if any property which was used earlier but now held for sale, then we will apply Ind AS 105. The page is finished. Let's go to next one. If you are behind on taking notes, you can pause me, right? Now next page. Okay, let's write the title now. Non. Current assets. Held for sale. How many are there? There are 5. Write it in 6th. Ind AS will come. If any property is held for short-term appreciation, then it will be covered under as inventory. This kind of work is done by those people who have the nature to do so. They focus on deals and keep spare money. What does short-term appreciation mean? If you bought a property, we will sell it before a year. Let 1 year pass for long-term though. 7th. Ind AS 115. If any construction WIP is held by a contractor, then we will discuss this under Ind AS 115. It's called revenue from the customers. Revenue from the customers. So I taught you the meaning of investment property. And some types of buildings were also mentioned that are outside of our scope. We'll read this elsewhere, not here. I have given you the syllabus and started going over it today. This class was brief. I didn't say anything. If you feel like you are not tired yet, and you can read more, then do so by clicking on the second video. Videos will start coming regularly from the second video. This was our very first video, so I made it fun for you to watch. Okay, so we have started your syllabus today. Thank you. Take care. God bless you. See you in second video. I will tell you many more things then. We will also do some practical questions. Thank you very much. Love you. Bye.